of Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am Oatmeal, and with me is a lovely friend.
Hi, I'm Candle. Today I'm going to be playing Dr. Crystal Everlight.
That's right. And I'll be playing the Professor. And this takes place, we should note, after Crystal's Overblot, which is titled.
This game or the one that the Overblot game?
The Overblot one.
The Case of the Frigid Physician, I think.
Case 5, I had it in the game announcement. The Overblot Incidents, Case 5, The Frigid Physician's Fatal Diagnosis. So yeah,
Yeah,
spoilers for that game,
yeah.
and for Overblot stuff in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, this takes place after that.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and so after the Overblot itself,
Yes.
Crystal was whisked away by Leo, accompanied by Aurelia, and they, despite the professor's instructions otherwise, took her to Leo's house, which is maybe just as well. There's plenty of people there who can look after her. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, and she's been able to rest and recuperate for the better part of 24 hours at this point. It's essentially the next day. It, probably coming towards late afternoon or evening. Um, and Crystal has spoken with Aurelia. Aurelia came in and talked to
Mm-hmm.
her. And Leo has been a bit of a gargoyle, kind of hovering. Um,
Yeah.
and the professor's been in and out, but she is probably not 100% like for all of those. Uh,
Yeah, I think early on in particular there would have been a lot of it probably would have been kind of funny, when someone is just come out of like surgery or something and they're just like
mhm,
still loopy and saying
mhm.
things that are just really funny without any sort of filter.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that would be pretty great. What's one thing you think that she would say? Like, just somebody opened the door and what?
I know I think I've said in the chat that like the first thing that she said is this isn't my room. Um I think there might be something in there about like, oh god, now I gotta think of something that she would say while like not 100% there. Oh god, no, she's not handing me anything, and I think that's because she really, really doesn't want anyone to know what she would say.
Oh, it might just be something stupid like, "What? I'm busy."
Yeah, something like that. Like, just there's probably a few like very sassy comments like have you ever heard of knocking or or the technical definition of privacy.
Oh man. Great, yeah. That's very fun actually. But yeah, it's later and um uh the professor has come up to knock on the door that the Layton house the door of the room that the Layton house so kindly made for Crystal, because it's weird like that.
Yep. Um,
Right?
yeah.
He does surprisingly knock.
Yeah, in that case, I think you get a, like, it probably does take a second, I think, to put down
Mhm,
whatever it is that she's doing. Probably a book, maybe food, hard to tell. But
mhm,
then you get a, come in.
mhm. And he'll come in, and he's probably delivering dinner at this point. Um, so he's got
Yeah.
a bowl of something. Um, hello.
Ah, Professor. Hi there.
He's going to come over and set it probably on a side table so she can, grab it when she wants. Um,
Yeah.
and he's gonna pull up a chair and uh sit in it backwards. Like the chair is backwards and he's facing her.
I think, okay, I need to roll a d2 to see whether she comments on the chair or whether she thanks him for the food. Alright, she's commenting on the chair. Uh, Now I just gotta figure out what she would say. Uh, Given all of the years of experience you have under your belt, I would have thought you would have figured out how chairs work by now.
But you see, that's the thing. I have so much experience. I'm beyond the beginner level.
I'll keep that in mind next time you fall off of one.
How have you been?
Well, doing better than a few hours ago, even, but
Hmm,
mm, still tired, still cold.
mhm,
Don't
of course.
tell. I am cold, but I don't need any more blankets. Thank you.
Of course. He does smile at the, like, pile of blankets, like, amusedly, that the others have, stacked on Crystal.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's gonna take a bit for that like cold to leave like her insides. So she's like,
Mhm.
more blankets is not gonna help. Like this is sufficient. It's just gonna take a while, and it's annoying.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, do you think she still has uh, the thermal cube, out as well?
Probably, if it's in the if it's just in the
In the
first
room?
24 hours, then it would probably still be there.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah. Professor's a little hot, so he's going to, like, loosen up his scarf.
That's
Uh,
fair. I think if she notices that there's just a thank you for providing the thermal cube, by the way. It's
mm,
very helpful.
oh, it's no problem at all. It's not really using it right now. I'll, need it back next time I head into an Arctic environment, though.
You know what? I like she's just like this doesn't really surprise me anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's what she says is the you nothing you say really surprises me anymore, and I don't know whether I should be concerned about that.
Well, it's not actually why I have it. It was I actually happened to win it at a autumn festival in Yedo.
Oh, I see. That was not what I
There
was
were
expecting.
no, there were a bunch of kind of odd prizes. It looked like somebody was maybe just trying to clean out their uh garage or the garage of an adventurer. Hard to say.
Well, I'm not super experienced with Yado culture or life, but
Mm,
it wouldn't surprise me to find something like that here. And the adventuring sort do
mm.
pick up a few odds and ends, as I'm sure you know.
I know very well, yes. Last time you guys like talked at length, uh, besides the Overblot, you've seen the contents of his pockets.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, that was a completely transparent, like, oh yeah, I know that you you have a few odds and ends yourself.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he notably does not have the coat on him, and didn't during the Overblot either.
Mm. I'm debating on rolling a history for that because he wouldn't have had it for a little while. But
That's true. It's been maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks since he had to get rid of it, but she was a little occupied.
yeah, in that case, no, she wouldn't. She wouldn't know. Because I don't
Mm,
think. Yeah, she became very recluse, probably a little bit after making sure that Professor was okay.
mhm.
After what happened to him before all this.
Yes, absolutely. So if you want to roll history, I'm gonna have Professor roll insight on. Or wait,
Yeah,
no, we just decided she wouldn't know.
I mean,
Sorry, my brain.
I can. It would be funny if I rolled a perception to see if she notices that he doesn't have the coat anymore.
That's good. That's good. Do that. I'll roll it. Insight. He wants to do an insight. No, that's not
Nice.
half bad. Actually, that's quite good.
Hell yeah.
It's a 21.
Dirty 20 for perception, so she does notice. That's good.
Woohoo! Mhm. Yes. She also
Um,
notices that he looks a bit tired.
yeah. Okay. What are you trying to get from that insight?
Um, I guess just Crystal is the sort of person to say she's okay, even if she is in his mind somebody who might downplay how she's really feeling.
Ha.
Um, so he's trying to determine if she's uh, basically telling the whole truth, and whether or not there's any other little things uh, he can pick up.
Fair enough. Okay. Um, she was being honest about how she felt physically. That much is
Mhm,
probably not a surprise.
mhm,
Uh, she is still, maybe a little bit more, subdued than normal, which
mhm,
probably would have come across as like, oh, just still tired. But it
mhm,
with that insight, it is more than that. She's obviously been deep in thought about a bunch of things. Even if it is
mhm,
probably still difficult to figure out exactly what. You have some very
mhm.
good guesses about what it would be about, but nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing I will add is that she does want to say something, but keeps sort of
Mm,
like not potentially
mm,
trying to find the words and not really knowing how to say it.
mhm, hmm,
Um, but yeah, like she's noticed the coat is missing, and so there's the.
mhm.
When did she get rid of your coat?
Oh. I he kind of pouts and hangs his chin over the back of the chair. I had to give it to Ivan so that he could use it to bribe somebody so that I wouldn't have to be beholden to the oath that I had to destroy vampires on sight,
Ah,
because it's a very valuable coat.
I hope you cleared the pockets out before you handed it over.
Oh, yes, thoroughly.
Hmm. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, because she's still probably got less of a filter at the moment. Is well, it doesn't have to be too thoroughly. You could always leave something as a surprise for the next person.
Hmm. Uh, as much as I am loath to part with any of my trinkets, that it does irk me a bit that I didn't think to do that. I think that would have been amusing.
She can be petty when she wants to be.
uh, although I can be pretty sure that Ivan would be the one to find it, since he's too thorough to hand it over to somebody, even as a bribe, without checking it first.
Hmm. Would that have been so bad?
Oh no, uh, I could have gotten him like I got Jubilee when he tried to steal from me, and just had a bar of wet soap in there.
Okay. Um, there is like definitely a sort of snort of laughter as the she did not know that and she thinks it's hilarious. Because Jimmy is her friend and she loves him dearly, but spite at like he deserved that.
Right, he tried to steal from me.
Yeah. I think there's a yeah, the snort and the I'll have to remember that one.
uh, well, yes, it's all right. I've worked on it really was a damn good coat. So I've worked on trying to find some armor to replace it, and with some success. So
Hmm.
he just sort of shrugs.
Well, I'm glad to hear that it's been successful. Even if it might take a little getting used to mm, the new look.
Mm, yes, I've got a. I need a coat, but it doesn't have to be a magic one. I don't know. I haven't decided what to do yet.
Hmm. That's fair enough.
Although, um, he raises a finger. There was that look in ink space. What did you think of that?
All right, let's
He's referring to the grayscale, except for orange and a bit of gold. Um, and he had notably a bright orange coat.
Yeah. She manages to keep a fairly straight face at that. Like, I rolled a deception, and it's actually pretty decent. So
It probably beats his passive. His passive is like a 14. Yeah, no, that's good. She keeps a straight face.
yeah, she does keep a straight face, but she will say, well, it definitely felt a lot like something you would wear, but if I'm being honest, you were a complete and utter eyesore.
His nose scrunches. He just makes a face at her.
If you want, I can pretend that it was good. Ah, yes.
No,
You looked.
stop. That's worse.
It's like said in the most deadpan voice too. Like
It's fine. Not everybody can have taste.
clearly.
Uh,
Then again, maybe you should wear that. We'd be able to find you from a mile away.
hmm. As if the black and white wasn't enough visibility.
Oh no, there's a reason that emergency workers wear orange after all.
That's true. Hmm.
I'm partially being serious because like
Oh yeah, no,
um
they do. Yeah.
yeah, but also like I've got family friends who've like when they went skiing, there's
Mhm,
like four of them and their parents bought
mhm.
them like bright orange beanies to give them so they could spot them
Oh.
in the snow no matter how far away they were.
Oh, I totally get that. No, my parents did that for me and my siblings all the time. You bring 5 kids to Disney World, you're gonna put a bright backpack and a bright shirt on each of them.
Yep, keep track of them.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, he just sort of settles and is just kind of like idly um idly bobbing his foot.
Mm,
He is giving her an opening if she does want to say something before he tries to prompt her.
yeah, I'm gonna roll, see if she manages it.
Mhm,
Yeah, okay, cool. Making progress.
mhm,
Yeah, she will take that moment. I think she's sort of been picking away at whatever dish it was that he brought up, and
mm.
I think then she like finally manages to like put like stop to be able to like finally get out. I never did thank you for, well, being stubborn and not listening to me.
He grins.
I wouldn't be here without it, I don't think.
Mm, perhaps. It's a quality that has its uses.
Uh, yeah, I suppose it does. Oh, that hurt to say.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad we were able to get to you in time.
Yes. And thank you for getting me out of the hallways. Even if it was stupid of you to do.
Um, he just sort of shrugs. Yes, well, I uh, was hoping to be able to stand back, but hmm, I figured it was more important to um relocate that blast radius so that it wouldn't. The university building is fairly populated.
Yes. And it doesn't tend to have the same sort of tropes as many of the other environments of Toontown.
Mm.
You're right now?
Hmm?
The
Oh, well, after the.
yes, I know you took a hit or two.
Oh, yes, I'm all right. Um, just uh, uh, just knocked the breath out of me that first bit, and then um, fighting the thing. Um, uh, got a bit scratched, but not too bad. I can take a lot.
Hm. Yes, I suppose that's true. Still, I'm glad you're okay.
Mm. And I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, the small smile and thank you. Me too. Um,
Mm.
she does. I will roll off that earlier insight. Is she doesn't. Uh, she still doesn't like that you got injured, but
Mm-hmm.
like that much is obvious. But there's not really much she can do about it.
Mm-hmm. He tilts his head just a little bit. Um, it was fairly minimal, all things considered. I mean, I've never been in one of these fights before, but uh,
It's. You keep going.
neither of the three of us got uh, especially injured.
You don't know how grateful I am to know that. I don't want people to get hurt because of me.
Hmm. Mm.
I'm
Yeah.
oh,
No, go ahead.
mm, I'm supposed to help people, not hurt them.
I know, but it's something that's hard to. You can minimize it, and you do a good job of that. Um, this whole thing aside, you take um, fairly good care of yourself so that people don't have to, aren't put in the position to. get hurt on your behalf. But minimizing it is not the same as making it go away completely. That, I'm afraid, is impossible.
Uh, yeah. It mm, doesn't mean I have to like it.
No. No, I suppose not.
It's hard to not. I don't know if she even knows quite what she's trying to say there. Like,
Hmm.
um, the words kind of because she's like basically unlearning things
Mm.
that she's
In real time.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah so
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
can kind of tell that like yeah like it makes sense what he's saying, but there's still like that
Hmm.
disconnect between what like the rational and the emotional side of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it really frustrates her when she is in that position.
Yeah, it's so right. That's something that does take time to learn, and sometimes it takes being put in a situation to learn. Uh,
Yeah, something needing it beaten into your head kind of thing. I've seen it before. It's less fun
mm,
to be on the receiving side.
oh, yes. But eventually it's important to learn that, um, well, that, but additionally that you can't do everything yourself, and you've got to let other people help you.
I'm not very good at that.
No, maybe not, but it takes some, give it some practice, give it a little effort, and it'll become easier.
I hope so. I really do.
Better to, better to do it now while you uh, have the choice, than wait until it gets so bad that you have no choice.
There's just a bit of a look, and then I thought we'd already reached that point.
I think, I think you have, but that's not to say it cannot happen again.
Ugh.
There are other circumstances that can impose needing a lot of help and not being able to do things by yourself.
Yes, I hate that you're right. I guess there's just hoping that it sticks this time.
Hmm. Yes. Well, if it starts to slip again, you've got people to help remind you, give you a poke.
I suppose I do.
Mm,
Can I ask you something, Professor?
yes.
Did it scare you to start to get attached?
Ugh. Uh, his shoulders slump. Uh, it terrified me. Yes.
How did how did you deal with that?
Uh, I. Uh, I'm not not sure how to explain because there's dealing with how I got attached to uh, people here, and then in general, which would have been a long time ago. Uh, uh, which is to say that I guess I mm, learned that lesson and then kind of forgot it and then had to learn it again. Uh, I don't know. I. When was the last time before Inkwell? Hmm. I had people I was attached to, but I, in many ways, held them at arm's length.
There's a the look the smile. She does give you a smile at that, but it's like one of those ha, yeah, been there, done that sort of
Mhm.
ones.
Yeah, there were a couple people who got closer, but it was difficult with them. Um, uh, Recently in Inkwell, I I didn't expect to be staying here, so I didn't really fully act like I expected to be staying here. And then I got attached and I got stuck. And I I was actually coping fairly badly until I got kidnapped. Um I was terrified that the people I'd become close to would, well, go in one way or another. Cut me
Mm.
off, leave, die. Um, the last one, everyone will do eventually. But it took seeing the others get cut down to realize that I was holding them at a distance for no good reason because they'd already reached into my heart.
Already past the point of no return.
Yes. So even for me, um, getting over that fear has been uh, to a more thoroughly degree than before, I shall say, is a more recent development.
Hmm. Well, I will admit part of me was hoping for an easier answer there, but well, we both know the world doesn't really work like that a lot of the time.
Hmm.
It, it still terrifies me.
Yes, I imagine so.
But it's done now. Can't change how I feel. And in some ways, that is also terrifying. Because
Mhm.
I don't know if I can meet those expectations.
Uh, well, um, an overplot is not, as I understand it, I have talked um, extensively with you, despite my um, uh, up until recently lack of first-hand experience. Um, uh, an overplot is not meant to. It doesn't. It doesn't remove all of our faults. It doesn't temper all of our faults. It targets one or a couple and allows us to face them and fight them and get a little bit of uh, a disconnect so that we can face them better. Because if it became something the overplot could do, then it was already uh, something. It was already an issue that was nipping at your heels. But you've got more of a fighting chance now. You've been given space and armed and shielded. It's not an automatic win, and you're not expected to come out perfect. It's just it's just help, and it's okay to still need to fight.
Magical therapy can take just as long as regular therapy, apparently.
Yes. Even magical therapy isn't a uh simple snap of the fingers solution.
Hmm.
Maybe if you had access to Wish, but that's not exactly therapy.
No, I'm not sure whether I would safe to say if one of my patients had had their trauma removed, but I wish I would have far more
Oh,
concerns.
yes, yes. That's an entirely different bag of worms.
Yes. One which
Can of worms.
I think she will knock on like the bedside table or something like not bringing that into fruition in this household.
uh,
Uh God, do not need more given this set of people.
oh man.
All right. I think
Mm,
I'm just trying to figure out there are like that kind of brought up like a couple of different yeah, actually that's yeah, cuz thinking about the people around, and there are
mm,
two possible ways you could take it, because there are um two two people that could come up
mm,
essentially.
mhm,
All right. Sure. Um I'm just realizing I rolled that dice before I figured out who was like which one was which. Because normally I go
uh,
like odd numbers are the less optimal decision, and blue and even numbers are the more optimal. Like that doesn't work in this case because
you
it's
can just roll again if you want.
yeah. All right. Odds are Leo and evens are you. All right, you
Mm.
it is.
Ha ha ha.
Cool. Um, you said that the others were all fine um, after the ink space. Um, they
Mhm,
everyone's everyone really is okay and accounted for.
he uh he bites his lip because yeah,
Yeah, that
accounted for.
phrasing.
No. Mhm. Uh Aurelia and Leo are all right. They're here in the house.
Yep.
Y- you something happened. Um
Yeah. I think she just sits up a little straighter. And what happened to you?
he wanted to speak to me. He handed me the little magic crystals that um, uh, show up after Overblot, and yes, that's right. He takes out of his pocket crystals of Thane, um,
Nice.
and hands it to her. That's yours. Um,
Ah,
but the ink left over uh, from the overplot, it didn't go away like it was supposed to. It didn't evaporate. Oh, amphora. Okay, my mistake. I said a thane. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Oh,
Okay.
wait, no. Okay, it's an athane that is specifically in the shape of an amphora. Okay, I think I understand now. Is that correct? Because athane is the type of magical object it is. Its name is amphora. It is an athame. Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Sorry, I got mixed up. Um, it's fine, it's fine. Um, the ink wasn't evaporating. He gave me those. He said it was pulling on him, um, and that he didn't think he could resist it this time. It wanted him back. Um, he said he would try to come back, but he didn't know how long it would take. Um, I asked if there would be any way to contact him, and he said he didn't think so. Um, he couldn't move, and it didn't see anything I could do. It just grabbed him by the ankle, and he, he melted into the ink. So I presume that he's in ink space.
Shit.
Yeah.
I did roll her a wisdom, and that was
Mhm,
actually decent. I did roll at a disadvantage, but yeah.
mhm, mhm.
Still a 14. So,
Yeah, 14.
uh, not the greatest news. Um, but huh. Um, some perks to being so exhausted that your emotions aren't uh as strong.
At full tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. It's possible that my overblot was the only thing tethering him still to this plane.
Mm, maybe. But it's, well, I do know that yours was the only one left that he was expecting to have.
Yes, it would have been the
Nobody
only,
else.
yeah, would have been the only one left here.
Yes.
Um, do,
Now, he does look at her rather uh, pointedly and
ah,
maybe unusually seriously, and raises an eyebrow. Now, I don't think I should have to have an extended conversation explaining why this isn't your fault, because I believe you had a similar conversation with Aurelia not long ago.
no, mm, you're
I
right.
know you want to.
I, it's hard to not think of the what ifs.
I know. I know. I feel it too.
Is there, uh, how many people know?
I told Aurelia and Leo recently, as well as the people currently in the house. Um, I believe Jubilee. Um, uh, Out of character, I'm not 100% sure
It's okay.
who all was present, but the people who were in the house currently.
Yeah.
Um, I managed to send a message to Moria as well. Um, and I think Jubilee's getting on, contacting the others who have overblotted or have been involved
Right.
in this. Leo, I think, told me. I didn't realize actually the two of them were involved in this whole thing that they'd. Um, so yeah, Jubilee will be telling me and um, the others, but uh, Tome I have to get to next. Um, I'm planning on. I told the others I'm planning on telling him in person because he's uh, after everything lately. Uh, he's a bit fragile. So,
Is he all right?
uh, no, but um, I he has issues, and me disappearing uh made uh some of them a bit worse.
Ugh.
Just general stress and mental state.
Yeah. Um, you are welcome to roll an insight on that.
Hmm.
If you'd like.
Oh, okay. That is a that is the best he can get, short of a crit. That is a 23.
Nice. Yeah, there's a little bit of a. She does a fairly good job of like keeping her face neutral, but there is a little bit of a oof. Um, Same hat because I don't know if the professors put together that his kidnapping and injury and stuff and the aftermath of that was one of the things that kind of tipped her a little bit over the
I
edge
think
to finally plotting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he suspected, like he kind of knew, uh, but this seeing that just confirms it. Um,
Yeah.
he just gives a sort of like uh dry um grin, like uh-huh.
Well, I wish you better luck there.
Thank you. Uh, but yeah, this is uh this is going to be interesting. I uh I think this has kicked off a lot of them to sort of uh, preparation mode for, well, for mm, you coming back or getting him back or whatever it is we need to do. Um, and, well, his overplot because he needs to have one.
Yes. And there really does look like there's no other way.
Yeah. I know you were looking into that.
I looked extensively for a very long
Mhm.
time. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, it's all right. Um, we do. We have part of a plan. I think I mentioned, but I don't think I explained. Um, I'll uh, write the whole process down for people to look at later so I can send it out. But uh, we're hoping that to get him through the initial plot, um, if he casts a spell during it, a healing spell to heal himself, and he might just make it through.
Right. That could work. It's still risky, but
Mhm.
it could work.
We've mhm. we've he developed lyrics based on um, magic from the mirror, and I helped him tweak the tune so that he could properly harness the blot energy because that's what he's going to be casting with.
Mm.
Um, to make something that he could use. And we did test it, and it did work. He'll be draining energy from plants specifically.
Just are there will that work in ink space?
He, I, he kind of frowns. I don't think we're going to be able to have him overplot in ink space. No, that will not work in ink space. We need him out. We need him here.
Right. I'm assuming there's a plan for that as well then.
Jubilee, last I checked, is going to be scouting for a location. That was the idea, anyways. But that's if we get the chance to actually choose where it happens. But best be prepared for all avenues.
Yes. I I want to be involved. I know that I need to rely more on other people, but I also need to do this.
He kind of considers. He uh folds his hands in front of his mouth and just like looks down and thinks for a bit. Okay. All right. But I'm not going to let you do much of anything for certainly not anything uh any straining sort of work until it is absolutely and completely necessary. You understand? You're allowed to be on the field, but you're on the bench uh until until we absolutely need you.
Ah, so this is how it feels on the other side of it. Yes, that's fair enough. I doubt I would have been any different had it been someone else.
Uh, yeah, no, pretty much. If it had been somebody else out of commission for any other particular reason, I would have basically said the same thing, with varying degrees of letting them work a little bit, but all things considered, I'm gonna be pretty firm on that one.
Well, fair enough. Um, and do you think there is just like the little bit of spark of like mischief and
Hmm.
this isn't revenge for not letting you get up soon after your bed rest, is it?
No, alas, it is not. It is actually based in reason and not pettiness.
Good to know.
Besides, it's not like I can keep you from thinking. I'm sure you'll be able to work out plenty just in your own head before you're allowed to actually go uh, running between the library stacks again.
Huh. Oh yes. The thoughts don't really stop. At least they're wholly my own now, though.
Yes. Ugh, nasty business. How's that feel? I don't think I ever got a much of an idea of the sort of possession part,
Hmm. I can't say
if you
for the
don't.
others.
Hmm.
From what little you and I talked about it, it does seem to be tailored towards the individual.
Hmm.
I, to be honest for myself, it's hard to even say how much of it happened so gradually. It wasn't really
Come.
obvious how much was the blot and how much was mine until
Mhm,
now. There were times where it was obvious, clear, but
mhm,
a lot more times when I just can't say.
mhm. It's insidious like that.
Not quite. It's even knowing, especially knowing, there's no escape from it. It does wear you down.
Mhm,
I hmm, can't imagine how you feels. How he'll feel after it all.
mm. Well, afterwards, hopefully much, much better. Uh, Given some time to recover.
Yes. He'll need support.
Oh, absolutely.
Still, there's, mm, I suppose, more relevant things first to deal with on that front.
Right. Actually planning the thing and setting it up.
Yes.
Well, I can say that a few people are already on it.
That's
I
good.
think, uh, by the sounds of it, I think, Camille's, Camille's been working on it since, uh, for a while now. I didn't get the whole story.
I don't know whether to be concerned or about that.
Uh, well, he is a detective.
I know, but he's still young, and this is a lot for anyone. He has
That's,
help, at least, please tell me.
oh, yes, of course. Leo and Jubilee in particular. Um,
Yeah.
I imagine Azumi is doing his part to um, uh, keep him from getting too over focused.
Good. That's good.
He may be a kid, but he's a uh, really, what is the word I'm looking for?
Hmm.
Industrious. He's a really industrious one and very
I,
focused when he wants to be.
yes. He reminds me far too much of myself as a child.
Mm. Yeah, I can see the similarity.
uh, which mm, means there's probably very little chance of stopping him when he's put his mind to it, but should,
No, but we can keep an eye on him.
yes, that's good at least.
Mm, mm,
Actually, speaking of, well, not Camille, but
mm.
uh, Leo, I
Ah,
did
did you
you,
notice?
yes, he was unusually aggressive in the fight. Is Do you
Yes.
know if that's normal?
Mm. In the fight, yes. Um, he gets. I've seen him in combat get riled up and be aggressive, a little bit unreasonable. Um, uh, Hitting things when he should have been healing somebody. Um, but I that part that part is decently normal. It's been happening for uh, at least when I've seen him in combat, which is admittedly not often, but it's been a while. Um, However, and I don't think you would have seen this bit, he also got very angry outside of combat.
I
I
see.
think he was he was trying very hard to keep it together when um, he was interacting with you. But right before we went in your door, uh, he's uh, he lost his temper, and I think even startled himself with how badly he lost his temper.
Hmm. I heard him tell the construct, and then he couldn't wait for it to die.
Uh, okay. He just kind of grimaces. Um, hmm. Okay. Being a little hot-headed, I can see. Getting riled up, a little uh, punch happy, I can see, but that's towing the line.
Yes.
He's not a zombie. um,
Oh god, that gets a snot. Oh, yeah.
it's that's just not especially in character for him to say, even when riled up. That
No, I didn't think so.
not not even in those words. Something quippier, um something about destroying it, but wanting to watch it, it crosses a line.
Yes. Yes. I wasn't sure what to think.
You thought right. It was just a little bit too much. He was Whenever you end up speaking with him, um, you can address it, or maybe he'll bring it up, and he just kind of shrugs. It'll be up to you, but um, he got he was mad that uh, well, that you'd kept the Overblot from him, um, that you had been infected and he didn't know.
Ah, yeah. That'll be a fun conversation.
Yeah, it wasn't your responsibility to share that with him, and it was, in fact, I think you're right to withhold it, but he, well, probably wasn't thinking about that part. Probably was just sensitive and angry and upset because this was all happening in the middle of the Overblot actually happening. So tensions were high. We'll give him that.
Ah, yes. I didn't tell him because I didn't want to worry people. But you think I would have learned by now that keeping secrets generally doesn't work out as well as I would hope.
Yeah, I think he would have been more mad at me for not having told him, but for the fact that, I mean, I was keeping your privacy.
Yes. I thank you for that. I know I asked you to, but I'm still glad you kept it.
glad I was able to.
Right. I'll talk to him.
Hmm. I think I'll probably have a chat with him as well, uh, somewhere in this whole mess. Um,
That would be
see
good.
see if I can see if I can determine where this uh, newer little quality has come from. It could just be a mental health thing. It could just be a teenager thing. Stars knows they have their uh, phases.
Yeah. Hopefully, between a few of us keeping an eye on him.
It won't get out of control.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Speaking of keeping an eye on people, that does actually lead me to.
Mm,
Uh, if you could, I when I was talking to Aurelia,
mm,
mm, her sense of self-worth and
mm,
ability to do things,
mhm,
uh, not not great. Managed to reach some
mhm.
sort of compromise. I think I managed to get through to her a little, but this is not exactly something I am particularly good at. If you could help encourage
Reinforce that.
her, yeah,
Mhm. Absolutely.
thank you.
Yes. I will. I will. That's, I think, something she struggles with.
Yes.
She was also, um, I feel like she probably ended up telling you since you did talk, but in Ing Space, she said that she was uh, upset about having um, realized that you had been uh, infected while you were helping her.
Yes, we had that talk. I
Okay.
have promised to take a step back and
Mm,
rest from her case, even if I am not going to be fully out of it.
mhm, mhm,
To be honest, it's probably not the worst thing. Uh, I do think I need to get better at prioritizing between work
mm.
and anything else.
Yes, I think so. You can prioritize your work, but then you've also got to slip in some other in there, some life.
Yeah, kind of forgot about that part for a little while.
Yes. Well, that's all right. You can always you can always come back to her case. For now, she's got people looking out for her, and
Yes,
pretty she's getting much better at looking out for herself at that.
she is. As hard as that might be, too.
Except,
Yes.
mhm.
Both of them. Both of them did really well.
They did. They really did. Very proud of them.
Yes. I am too. Even if part of me is a little upset that all of you completely ignored me. Can't say
Uh,
I'm that mad.
mhm.
I am not quite sure
Mm.
what else.
Else. Mhm.
Yeah.
I am thinking, because I'm not sure what else either. Uh, 'Cause I think we covered
Mm,
most of it.
yeah.
I think I'm obliged to mention that this is likely uh, uh, the food is likely the flame flower
Ah,
spice
yes.
soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, did you want to roll anything to see how good it is, or do we just want to like wave
Oh,
that away?
uh, I think I'm gonna let that be because I don't know how well he would roll, and I want it to be good for Crystal.
Yeah.
If necessary, I'll say he got help.
Yeah. That's fair, that's fine. You know what? That might be something fun to mention is just like tapping the dish and this is really good. What exactly is it?
Oh, well, the uh spices are from the flame flower that I used against your construct in the fight.
Ah, right. I did
I was I
notice
was
that.
told they made good seasoning.
Hmm. It yes, it's quite quite nice.
I'm glad. It just looks pleased.
uh um just don't go getting a big head over it.
No, that's all right. I don't think I uh could. I think I'm quite soundly trumped as the best cook here by Arata, and I think Azumi's uh gunning for a higher position too.
They're well, not the worst thing in the world, I suppose. It's nice to have someone who knows how to cook. And means that you have to do a lot less pretending that it's as nice as it is.
Oh yes. Oh yes, absolutely. Completely. I absolutely agree.
I love Juniper, but her cooking is not the best.
Mm. I had to live on military cafeteria food for 50 years.
Ugh.
I mean, it was good military cafeteria food, but it was still military cafeteria food.
Yes, I imagine very efficient food.
Yes. And I was a foodie back then, too. So it was doubly bad. I don't even care as much anymore.
Oh no. However, did you survive?
Barely.
uh, just like the um. Uh, I'm trying to figure out how she would just phrase this. Like, all right. Well, note to self: Professor has weakness to poor food.
Not anymore. I do not.
Mm, sure.
I changed. That was the last regeneration.
Hmm. Does it change that much of yourself?
He gets a slightly bit more somber. It changes a decent bit. How much changes varies. I'm this last one changed a fair bit. It was I'm still me. The core of me is still the same. I'm the same person with most of the same values, but like habits and tendencies and taste uh changed.
Hmm.
I I used to be very happy as a uh monk with a bit of artificing. Now I can't imagine doing that.
No, honestly, I well, artificing maybe, but
Mm,
less the monk part.
no, just kind of lost my affinity for martial arts.
Huh. That it's fascinating.
And and apparently the knowledge of how to swim.
Ah, you know that there are places you can sign up to learn, right?
I know, I just haven't done it yet. he's he's like slightly slightly pouty. I know.
uh, uh, if you want, um, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out again how she would phrase this. Like, there is a little bit of teasing there of the, um, if you're scared, I'm sure we can come for moral support.
just he just uh gives her a look. A little glare.
She's she's gonna take any opportunity she can to tease him. Honestly,
Good.
can get you signed up.
Scared.
Get you some of those little floaties, maybe. Now, here they come in bright colors. We can probably find orange.
Mm, he just like sags in the chair and like pulls his hair over his eyes, scowling.
Yeah,
That
okay.
that's not even going to work. I'm I need a actual life vest because I sink.
Ah. Yeah, I imagine more compact with two hearts.
Yeah, not to mention everything else.
Hmm.
You've never tried to lift me, but I think your arms would break off
Yeah,
if you
I
tried.
look, there's a reason I've never attempted to lift you, and that was before finding out about that.
Mhm.
That said, I still could probably use levitate on you, and I find that's much more effective than trying to pick anyone up myself.
It's fair. Levitate's useful.
Oh yes, it's come in handy a few times.
Mhm.
You should we should see about getting you a life vest, but though that's it, a good thing to have on you in the meantime.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to lecture you on water safety at least.
Mm. I do have a potion that, well, I have a potion bottle that sometimes produces a potion of water breathing. Sometimes.
Of course you do.
It could also make me breathe fire, which isn't useful underwater.
No, probably not. No, I'm sure it would impress some.
Mm.
At least until you started sinking, at least.
I'd buy a stupid life vest.
Good. Besides, it comes in your favorite color.
Ugh.
Apparently, anyway.
Just for that, I'm going to find the brightest, eye-searingly neon one I can find.
Oh, okay. Um, she does make a face at that, and then just, but that, like, she's not gonna back down because, just, all the easier to find you with, I suppose.
Oh well, maybe that's for the best, all things considered.
Yes, that is kind of the point of Life Fest, to be honest. And knowing, well, you managed to find your way into some rather odd situations, it's
Mm,
probably not a bad idea.
mhm. I think, uh, I don't think I have much more.
Mm,
I don't know if I have anything else, to be honest. But I think like uh uh they'd probably talk for a while, and
yeah.
uh it probably, with her perception was good, was really good.
Mm.
She probably can realize that he's like uh not just tired, like really tired, like, maybe he didn't rest since the overblot happened. If he doesn't have he doesn't have exhaustion yet, just her being her, she would probably be able to determine that while he doesn't have exhaustion yet, it's soon.
Yeah, I think at some point, as much as like the conversation is nice and probably talk about a bunch of different things,
Mhm.
there's a kind of now I believe you said you were going to visit Tome, and
Mm.
I am a little bit concerned about when the last time you slept was. So, as I am still a, a doctor in training, you better get rest after you visit him. I would say
I will.
before, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I really don't want to keep him waiting. I don't want him to find out by accident.
That's fair
I
enough.
will, I will, I will after.
Good, because if I have to chase you down like this, neither of us are going to be very happy.
No. No. Uh, no, as a matter of fact, I'll come back here. Um, if you need to send somebody out to check that I'm asleep, you can.
I'll hold you to that.
While I'm in Toontown. Well, no, not while I'm in Toontown. I don't know. After I rest, is there anything? I don't know. Is there anything I can get you? Is there anything you need?
I.
I've been a bit focused on you in the here and now, but once I rest, I can, actually run an errand.
Hmm. You've already let my family know, and
Mm,
um, the people I'm staying with. Um, I'll think about it. There's probably some things that I would appreciate, but um, now is well, I can wait.
all right. I'll ask again. Mm. He sort of like takes a second to realize what time it is. Tomorrow.
Sounds good. Good luck.
Thank you. Get some rest.
You too.
Thank you. I will.
And
And yeah.
before he leaves,
Mm,
I think Crystal will like say like probably as he's like at the door kind of thing, like Professor, I'm glad we met.
I'm glad we met too. All right. Good night, dear.
Good night.
And he's gonna close the door.
Nice. Oh, that's cute.
Mm. Yay. Ah.
Oh,
Ah, that went really well.
it did. It was soft, and I'm holding them both.
Yee. Ah.
Ah.
Ah. Thank you for playing this with me.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally got around to it. I know you've been
Yes.
busy.
Yes.
And thank
Yeah.
you to our wonderful audience for listening. I hope you had fun.
Mhm. We will wish you all a good time zone.
Yee.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Recording's still going because I have lost my mouse. Hold on.
Oh dear. All right.